Hello, this is Zahir Alam. Welcome you on Frankly Speaking. My guest today is Mr. Kamal Gabala. He is the former managing editor of Al-Ahram, an Egyptian newspaper. Al-Ahram founded on 5th of August 1875. This is the most widely circulating Egyptian daily newspaper and the second oldest newspaper and majority owned by the Egyptian government. And Al-Ahram newspaper is going to celebrate their 140th anniversary next year. Mr. Kamal Gabala is currently visiting Bangladesh, and I am now joined by Mr. Kamal Gabala on Frankly Speaking. Welcome, Mr. Kamal Gabala.
Welcome, sir. Nice to meet you.
It's my pleasure having you on my show.
I'm very happy also to be with you today because I'm always writing for the Bangladesh people, so I want to see me.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kamal Gabala. At the beginning, I was telling and giving some information about Al-Ahram, for which you had been working for a long time, and you were the managing editor of this newspaper, and still you're writing as a columnist, and you're a veteran journalist of Egypt. So we know that Al-Ahram is regarded as one of the most influential newspapers in Egypt, and which was owned by the government. The majority share is owned by the government. So tell us something about the Al-Ahram, because this newspaper is going to celebrate 140th anniversary next year.
Yes, you know, Al-Ahram in Arabic, it means the pyramids.
Okay.
So it should be old. You know how old is the pyramids? It's around 5,000 years now. So if you say Al-Ahram, it means history for the Egyptians and for others in the world. And we are really proud to celebrate 140 years next year. It means this is our anniversary. We are, as you said, we are one of the oldest newspaper in the world, and this is our how to survive all these 140 years. It means we usually in Al-Ahram pro-government. Because
yes.
if we are against the government, it means they will close us.
Okay.
It means that's why we are surviving all this period, 140 years. And yes, we are one of the biggest, or we are the biggest circulation in Egypt. And we are printed around the world, not only.
There has been huge ups and downs in the political spectrum in the Egypt. Started in 2011, the Mubarak government was ousted through an uprising, and later in last year in 2013, President Morsi government was also overthrown. So what was the role of Al-Ahram during that uprising in the overall politics in Egypt?
As I told you before, Al-Ahram normally pro-government. It means it was one of the supporters of Mubarak regime.
Yeah.
It means we are in a difficult situation once Mubarak stepped down. The readers themselves start to think what Al-Ahram will do. Of course, after Mubarak stepped down, there will be an interim military Supreme Council, which is leading the country for more than 1 year and a half. In that case, Al-Ahram was pro the military Supreme Council. Okay. Then after
after the step down of Mubarak.
After step down of Mubarak, we are pro the new regime of the military Supreme Council.
Okay.
It means after this interim regime, 1.5 years, we have an elected president who was Morsi, and of course he is not elected by the majority of the Egyptians. It was around only 50% or somehow, but at least we respect this result of the election. This is a democracy, but we noticed from the beginning that Morsi is taking our country ahead to build a religious state. That's why, from the beginning, we noticed that. But Al-Ahram, till the last moment, the last minute of Morsi regime, was supporting Morsi also.
Okay.
But not, I mean, this is the policy, generally, the editorial policy. I myself wrote during that time,
I know you are a staunch advocate of democracy and a moderate.
I am one of the people in Egypt who was against Sadat, by the way. You know, it's more than 40 years ago.
Yeah.
I started, and normally I am against, but I can find a way to write my opinion in Al-Ahram, even because it's not, if Al-Ahram policy is close to the regime.
But despite of having dissident voice, you can write in
I
Ahram
can
also.
write. You can read what I mean. I can find a way to write my opinion, and it's against the government. It was against Mubarak.
Did you wrote against President Mubarak?
Of course, I have many articles against, but it's not as a professional journalist. I can show my opinion, not clearly. You know, you can read it.
Between the lines.
Between the lines, and it's easy to express my opinion. And it was very clear, by the way, against the military Supreme Council. Oh my God. You can read tens of my articles against the entire
Military Supreme Council.
Yes, when they ruled Egypt after Mubarak stepped down.
Okay, before the Morsi
during
government.
that time, I was afraid that we are going ahead for a military state. How it comes? We finished the dictatorship of Mubarak, so this
and we are embracing military dictatorship.
That's why I was very aggressive in my articles, very clear against even the editorial policy. Even I am the managing editor of Al-Ahram, but I am writing every week against this policy, against this future, if we will build another dictatorship with this military state. So this is the situation, in fact, against Mubarak, against the military Supreme Council, against Morsi, but now I can say I'm against Sisi.
Okay.
This is another era. It started only few months ago with a real elected president. I myself didn't vote for him, by the way, but at last I am respecting the Egyptian choice. If they are looking for this leader now as the best leader for the new era in Egypt, we will practice with them.
Okay, Mr. Kamal Gabala, there had been huge vibrance created all over the world relating to the Arab Spring, Tahrir Square movement and the unprecedented uprising in Egypt. But subsequently, what happened? Could the governments substantiated or live up to the expectations of the Egyptian common people? You're watching Frankly Speaking. My guest, Mr. Kamal Gabala, former managing editor of Al-Ahram, an Egyptian newspaper. Mr. Kamal Gabala, Tahrir Square witnessed the resignation of Mr. Hosni Mubarak in 2011, President Morsi in 2013, and after the ouster of the Morsi government, now the present regime is trying to give a different look of the Egypt. How does it look? Does the people get the sense that the country is moving towards right direction, towards establishing democracy, or is there anything to be skeptic about the political situation in Egypt?
You know, after June 30, it means after the uprising of the Egyptians, June 39, 2013, the politicians tried to avoid their mistakes after January 25th, 2011. Because during this time, I mean after June 30, we have a real roadmap avoiding all mistakes which we are practicing after January 25th. It means we have this roadmap. We finished already 2 steps of this roadmap. We have our new constitution. It means this constitution is very clear that building a real democratic civilian modern state. The one constitution which made by Morsi, it was taking the country ahead for a religious state. It was very clear here. That's why we are from the beginning noticing that Morsi is taking us in a wrong road, not the right road. So this time we are practicing with it's more than 1 year now with a new era after June 30. We finished already 2 steps of the 3. It means we have a new constitution, which is most of Egyptians welcoming, and they vote for it. I mean, we are now building a new Republic of Egypt. We are usually say this is the third Republic of Egypt. Once it was Nasser's related with, I know Nasser was a very close friend with Bangladesh, with the great leader of Bangladesh,
Sheikh Mujibur Rahman.
And the second is Republic was built by Sadat.
Yes.
And the third, this is which we are looking forward. It's not started yet, but we hope it can be with Sisi.
Okay.
We are not sincere that since Sisi being elected, it's only a few months ago, he is moving forward. Not 100%. I'm not, as a journalist, Egyptian journalist, I'm not satisfied enough. But at least he's taking us the right way.
Okay.
Not first class. We are going second class. I myself was looking to be in first class. If we are electing a civilian or a background, not a military. But this is the wish of the Egyptians, and I am welcoming and respecting, and I am trying to push for the new era in Egypt, for the new republic. And I think we are going, as I told you, in the right way to build the real democratic civilian modern state, but not first class, second class. It means we still have violence in Egypt. We are fighting terrorists, and we are facing same as many Arab countries. But the situation in Egypt is better than to be in Libya.
But why, Mr. Kamal Gabala? It was an outstanding, unprecedented uprising, and the mood swept all over the world when they witnessed the Arab Spring. But why it has become a nightmare?
This is what we are usually say about the spring in the Arab world. You know, you are in Bangladesh, everywhere, in Japan, by the way, they have the cherry blossom for the spring. In Europe, in America, they are celebrating the spring. But we are really, if you visit the Arab countries in spring, you will be astonished because it's dusty. It's windy and dusty. That's not
during spring.
Spring.
Okay.
So
it's really not that beautiful.
so we are not celebrating. It's good word, good image, but you should go to the Arab world
during spring.
During spring. Do you know, once I gave they asked me in South Korea. I was a close friend with the President Roh Moo-hyun. I met with him 2 times. So they asked me, what is the best time for President Roh Moo-hyun to come to visit Cairo? I advised them to come in spring. It was a big mistake because he can't go visiting the pyramids because of this dusty, windy weather. So this is the real spring in the Arab world, and it's for other in the world, they are expecting a real change. I mean, a spring. It means democracy, freedom. That's what we are really waiting for a long time after we faced and we suffered with dictatorship everywhere in the Arab world. But what happened is the Muslim Brotherhood and the religious parties kidnapped our spring, and they show their real face, the dusty and the windy spring. It's related with this Islamist parties, and we thank God, Alhamdulillah, that we get rid of them, at least in Egypt and the other Arab countries. They are struggling to have their own real Arab.
You're watching Frankly Speaking. My guest today is Mr. Kamal Gabala, former managing editor of Al-haj, an Egyptian newspaper. Actually, we're talking about the political situation in Egypt currently. Egyptians had been living under emergency for a long time, since 1967, except for an 18-month break in 1980 until 31st May in 2012. Emergency laws have been continuously extended in every 3 years since 1981. This is the historical fact we know about Egypt. And now there are several political parties, I think the 18 recognized political parties from across the political spectrum. So do you think that the new government, you have expressed some optimism about moving towards right direction after ending the Morsi regime and Mubarak regime? So in terms of confronting the challenges which Egypt and also the Middle Eastern countries facing right now, extremism, militancy, lack of democracy, poverty as well. So do you think the current leadership in Middle Eastern countries, including Egypt, is moving forward in a logical way to give and live up to the expectation of the common people in Middle East?
Very clear no. They wish, and the Arab countries and most of the Egyptian, of course, looking forward to have their own freedom, real the democracy.
Yeah.
But in fact, if you look at the map now and how it's going in Egypt, fighting terrorism everywhere. So this is excuse for the leader or for the government usually to say this is first now security and stability. Don't look for the democracy and freedom.
Human rights and
so we have the excuse now. We are fighting. We are in a war against these terrorists. So of course, we are fighting terrorism, and we are suffering a lot, and we have to stop this violence as quickly as possible because we are paying a high price for that. But at the same time, we are looking forward to enjoy our new era in Egypt, to enjoy the real spring. We enjoy the real democracy. That's why we are looking forward for the third step. We finished. We are satisfied, not completely satisfied what happened for the other former two steps. I mean, the constitution, electing the president. Okay. We are, at least this is a choice of the Egyptian, and we are respecting that. Of course, I vote with the constitution, yes, and I didn't vote for President Sisi. It means I'm not against him. Okay. I am respecting him as a Minister of Defense. And I was looking forward to continue his job or career as a military, as an officer. We are respecting as a leader, I mean a military leader, but not to be elected as a president. As it is, this is the Egyptian choice, and it was more than 95%. It means I can't say that loudly, but at least that was my choice. That's why I am telling you that we are going in the second class train, not first class, directly to our station: democracy, freedom, stability. This is we are paying the price with fighting the terrorists everywhere in Egypt, but at least it's decreasing. I want to assure for your people in Bangladesh, because they are asking me everywhere. Egypt is going ahead for stability. Not first class as I wish, but at least we are moving forward step by step. At last we will reach our dream for, and I understand very well how much they are in Bangladesh care for Egypt. Not only because this is Egypt, an Islamic country, or we feel that we are brothers everywhere, and but also because you are faced the same one day in Bangladesh, and you are now, I think, you are going in the right way.
My last question is for you, Mr. Kamal Gabala. How safe is journalism in Egypt right now?
Of course, we are not enjoying 100% freedom. And I think normally we can find the way. As a professional journalist, I mean, we have independent media, I mean TV channels, and we have radio channels also. We have lots of independent newspapers. They can speak loudly, they can show their opinion, even it's opposite the government, or even it's opposite the Sisi himself. This is a real democracy, but it's not 100%.
Not 100%.
And at least I am working with a national newspaper which is pro-government. They are sometimes interfere my article, change the headline, and this is if I'm writing an opinion, it means they should respect it. I am not against the government, but if the government is doing something wrong, I should say that loudly. This is my situation since Sadat.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Very last question. That you were with the newspaper, which is, I mentioned, that celebrating 140th anniversary next year, and you were as a managing editor, you brought out the 130th anniversary edition,
yes,
very special edition during the Mubarak regime in 2006.
Yes.
So, I mean, the newspaper of 140 years is splendid. It's something phenomenal. It's something very historic. But how do you look at the future of print media in the wake of growing influence of other media?
Do you know, we are facing in Al-Ahram financial difficulties, and our income of advertisement is decreasing. Our circulation itself is decreasing because of the situation, because of the social media, I mean, for the internet and the people is following. Because
and also for the influence of the government.
Because of the political situation of Al-Ahram with the government. So the people start to distrust the Al-Ahram credibility. So, as you see, I myself, that's why I am now, even I am not managing editor for Al-Ahram anymore. I am editor-in-chief for a website, internet website, and I'm training the new generation of the media. Students, that the future is for the internet. I mean, the future for the printed press is decreasing, and it's easier now for the. So it can be with Al-Ahram. You can follow Al-Ahram, by the way. Millions following Al-Ahram online. Millions following Al-Ahram. But the circulation for the printed
is gradually declining.
And that's for all the printed, even in Bangladesh, I think.
Thank you so much
for
joining me.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks so much. Dear viewers, that was my conversation with Mr. Kamal Gabala, former managing editor of Al-Ahram, an Egyptian newspaper. And we thank you indeed for watching this program. We invite you to watch our next episode. Until then, do take care and bye.